suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? We will not let you get away with this. Right here, right now, is where we draw the line. The world is waking up. And change is coming, whether you like it or not.
I'm 18 years old.
I'm 20 years old.
18 years old.
I'm 52 years old.
I'm 19.
I am 37 years old.
Age 51.
I'm 19.
I am 20.
I am 42 years old now.
I'm 19 years old.
I am 17 years old.
I am 56 years old.
I'm 33.
I'm 19.
I'm 24 years old.
I turned 51 this week.
Vital.
We can't avoid it anymore.
Maybe the most important thing.
I think it should be the number one priority.
Our planet is dying. We are destroying it.
I think we need to address it like right now, like this second.
I think us as a species have been pretty irresponsible about our relationship with our own environment.
One of the top priorities of the United States, if not the world.
It's the biggest challenge that we share as humans.
It's like an existential problem facing the human race and the planet.
It's really necessary to do something about it and do something soon.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 15.
I think there's a huge lack of discipline in society for addressing this challenge.
I think right now we're really pushing things to the Earth's limits, and I think we really need to address it as soon as possible.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I think it should.
I think absolutely.
I think that it should be a big facet of family planning.
I would think so, yes.
Definitely.
I think it should be considered.
I think it should be encouraged. Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it should.
I don't think that children are the reason why climate change is getting so bad.
I really just think it's up to the individual.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to consider all the aspects of the effects of having kids.
I think that it should be part of the conversation.
I think for me personally, that is something I think about, and I would encourage other people to think about that.
There's other ways to affect climate change, and I don't think that, whether you want to have 18 kids, 6 kids, or 1 kid, it should worry about climate change.
I definitely do think that it should be.
In the planning sense, I think it should be.
It should be considered.
As time progresses and climate change gets worse, people need to reevaluate whether they really need or want to have kids. And also, quantity of children.
I think that having kids is a really personal choice.
Probably yes, it should, but I don't know that it realistically will be.
Yes, I do. I do believe that.
Yeah, I do think that climate change should be considered because it will absolutely impact the lives of your kids.
It's essential to family planning.
I think it probably should be considered and talked about more.
I think it should.
Yeah, I think it needs to be a discussion worldwide.
Yes, but being a new mom, it's difficult.
For your short answer, I would say it shouldn't be considered.
Clearly having children is a really big decision, so I don't see why it shouldn't play a role.
Yeah, I think nowadays maybe it is something we need to take into account.
People should think about the number of children that they're having, the number of biological children that they're having. I think that overpopulation really, really is contributing to climate change, and the more people we have, the more severe the impacts of climate change will be.
We wanted to be super thoughtful about how many kids we had, so we will only add a maximum 2 children to the planet, because as soon as we die, they would just replace us.
We did think about population, though, when we stopped at 2.
I don't think anyone should do more than replace themselves.
Less kids could lead to less carbon emissions, and that led us to our choice of not having a third child.
If I have a baby, like I'm responsible for that child's carbon footprint.
I definitely think that more resources should be made available to people that are planning to have a family in terms of the environmental impact it might have.
That should be one consideration, but it should not be the only consideration.
If everyone who cares about the climate decides to not have kids because like that'll be better for it, then we're gonna end up in a world where no one cares about the climate.
It's the whole thing about not wanting to bring kids into a world where it's kind of messed up.
I don't want my kids to be born in a world without trees.
I definitely have thought about the fact that like if I have kids, they'll grow up in a really different type of world than how I grew up.
I am not totally sure that I would want to like have kids and put them into a dying planet.
My children, I want them to ski, but is that going to happen if everyone has like a bajillion children and, you know, we keep using more and more resources? I don't know.
I think that having kids is the single worst thing you can do for the environment. That obviously creates a lot of conflict because there's, you know, like emotional reasons to have kids and reasons to want to start a family. But I really do think that the environmental impact should be taken into consideration.
When I was of childbearing years, the discussion about climate change was not central.
I mean, 20 years ago, we didn't have the same understanding possibly of overpopulation. But now since we have that understanding, it would be wrong to just disregard that.
I can honestly say that if I was of childbearing years right now, that it would definitely impact my decision.
We're moving into drastic times, and so I think, yeah, you know, it's probably going to require drastic measures to respond to it.